What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? Thanks for coming out. It's been cold, so I understand sometimes walking is hard, but you're all here to talk about art. I love art, and what I'm going to be talking about with you guys is an album called Lateralis by my favorite band, Tool. Now, I'm going to talk about Tool first, but I'm also going to be addressing music in general, because to me, music is something that human beings are so intrinsically attached to. From the tribal societies we came from, there was drumming. And then from there, we've evolved all these different styles and genres of music, because to us, expression is very important, and music is one of the highest forms, and in my opinion, the highest form of expression. So, before I get into the album, I'm gonna give you guys a story about me and why it's so important. Because there was a point in my life, I came to college, 2009, I'm a freshman, did high school, didn't really know what I was doing. The first semester passes, and I find myself depressed. I tend to be a strong person, so it was very hard for me to be depressed and to not know what I wanted and to not know how to continue from there. So I decided to take a semester off from school, went back home, had to face my parents, who were disappointed naturally, had to face my little brother, and I just didn't know what I was doing at all. And obviously, that spurred a lot of self-reflection, and because of the self-reflection, I got to a point where I was able to be okay with myself and come back. And a huge part of that was this album, Lateralis, which is why I want to share it with you guys. Because when I listened to Lateralis before high school, or before I had my depression, I didn't understand what it was talking about. I just listened to the riffs. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna head bang, listening to metal. But it wasn't, there was nothing else. It was just like something I listened to. But after going through this emotional witch's hat and going back to the album, I connected with it, and it was huge to me. So the first song on Lateralis is called The Grudge. Now, why is this important? The grudge is something I think we all know. We all get angry. We can all hold an anger towards someone, hold a grudge towards something, towards an idea, towards a people, and it weighs us down. Now, this song talks about the grudge using all these metaphors. It talks about the return of Saturn. In astrology, the return of Saturn is an event that happens every 30 years in someone's life, because that's when Saturn comes back around and we can see it from Earth. And the point of that is that when Saturn comes back around, it is a chance for rebirth. So the song juxtaposes your grudge, your inner anger and conflict, which is a crown of negativity, with the return of Saturn, giving you a chance to overcome your grudge, to let go of that anger, to let go of the aggression, to let go of something that's holding you down, something that's making you not reach your maximum potential. And it spits you out like a child, light and innocent. The song, 9 minutes long, it's pretty intense. It starts off with the heavy riff, and towards the end of the song, there's a period of 34 seconds where the lead singer literally screams from the entire segment. I don't know about you, but I can't do that. That's really hard. I'd run out of breath. But the point is, it was cathartic. And as he expels the scream, he lets go of the grudge. And the song moves on to the patient. Because after you get rid of the grudge, after you let go of your anger, after you let go of what is weighing you down, it's not an easy transition to make it, beyond that. You're still confused. You're not angry anymore, but you don't know where to go from there. And you are, in essence, a patient. And this song is all about patience. And evaluating and waiting and thinking about what you're doing next. And that's what I had to do. I was no longer angry that I didn't know why I took time off from school. But I also had to find out what I wanted to do. I was going to motivate myself to go back and face my family, face my friends. I'm going to wait it out. The last line over here that I've put up for you, that song, and when I listen to it, that line resonates a lot, and I get stuck in my head for a long period of time because, yeah, sometimes you should just wait it out, because sometimes if you try and rush into something, you don't make the right decision. And while it was hard to take time off from school, waiting it out was better for me. So as the patient finishes, you go into a song called Schism. Yes, it's talking about the idea of a schism. It's a metaphor. Schism talks about the divide that happens. See, you can be patient. You've already let go of your grudge. You've waited for a long time, and yet you're still not complete. There's this schism. What are the two parts of you? You know there's two different pieces. I know the pieces fit, but you have to understand how they fit together, and that's what this song is all about. It's about putting together the two pieces that, when combined, make you a unified person. Schism's very important. Again, the lyrics resonate in your ear a lot. You'll hear them. After you hear the song, you'll hear the words constantly echoing in your mind for weeks at a time. I've had this song stuck in my head for 3 months at one point. And it's just because the imagery is powerful, you know. You are one person, but there's so many different parts of you. And when you can put the pieces back together and you're whole again, you feel much better. After Schism, you get a song called Parable, which transitions into a song called Parabola. Now, it's important that this song comes right after Schism because, again, following the logic of this album, you've let go of the grudge, you've been patient, you've seen the schism, you know the pieces fit, and you put it back together. What do you have now? Now you have a unified person. You have someone who's complete. And Parabola is all about knowing that. It's about being comfortable in your body. It's about understanding that you're a human being. Remembering that you are here to experience life, which was huge for me because, like I said, I was confused. I didn't know why. I was just doing things that other people told me to do. You know, finish high school, go to college. I went there, didn't know what I was doing. Why not? This song made me okay with that. This song made me okay with just experiencing life. After you've been unified and you're in your body now, you've been okay, you've accepted that you're going to experience things, you get to the next track, which is called Ticks and Leeches. It's interesting that Ticks and Leeches comes after you've become aware of your body because, yes, you can be happy, you can be unified, you can be a person, but there are ticks and leeches in this world. And this song, although it seems negative, is actually not about negativity at all. It's asking, metaphorically of course, for the ticks and leeches to suck it all up, to take more and just take as much as they can take because they're not going to take all of it. They can't take all of it away because you're stronger than it, and that's what this song is about. After Ticks and Leeches, it goes to a song called Lateralis. This is the album's title as well. This is probably the most important song on the entire CD. Lateralis, you know, you've already gone through the grudge. You've been patient, fought the schism, reached your body, fought the ticks and leeches. Now you're here. What does lateralis mean? Lateralis is about lateral thinking. It's about spiraling out, all right? There's spirals everywhere in nature, and our lives are no different than that. Lateralis is about understanding that you should be spiraling out, that you should be walking in all sorts of different directions, that you should branch out from what you're used to experience as many things as you can because you have the ability to be more than you are. You have the ability to experience everything, and you have the ability to make that experience something worthwhile in your life. And that's what Lateralis is about. The last two lines of the song, Spiral Out. If you thought schism resonated in your head for a long time, this thing is still spiraling in my head constantly. I constantly hear it every time I do something new, every time I meet a new person, every time I talk to an old friend that I haven't seen in a long time. Spiral out, keep going. In a way, it's become a mantra, and in a way, it's become a very helpful spiritual tool. After Lateralis, you go to 3 songs. They're called Disposition, Reflection, and Triad. I put them together because they're meant to be listened at the same time, right after each other in a transition. And sometimes when you spiral out, when you get to that point where you're more than a human and you decided to experience as much as you can, and you're going to spiral out, and you're going to go there, and you're going to grab the world by the horns, and you're going to take what you want from it, there comes a point where you have to understand your own disposition. You have to watch the weather change. You have to evaluate what you're doing, and from that you get to reflection. And it talks about crucifying your ego. And that's important too, because you can get caught up in spiraling out. You can get caught up in doing everything and getting to new places and becoming powerful or becoming famous and making new friends and doing everything you wanted to do, but you can also lose sight of who you are. And that's what this song is about. After Reflection is Triad, which is an instrumental track symbolizing, I'm sure you can interpret it to mean whatever you want, but to me the triad is your body, mind, and soul, and the unity of the three as one person. So why am I talking to you about this album? Not all of you will listen to it. It's a metal album, and it's not everyone's genre. But I hope you could see that this album did something for me. I told you that I listened to it before I went through my depression and then after, and the difference in my understanding of it. And that's what I think music is, because this is a piece of art that was created by this band, and they had an idea, and you interpret that idea. But if you can interpret an idea for more than the surface level, the surface interpretation, if you can listen to music and not only hear the sounds, but feel the words in your soul, if you can listen to a song and it resonates with you so much that you can't get the words out of your head, well, that's more than a song. That's a spiritual experience. And I think music can be like that for everybody. It's true, different songs are for different purposes. You can listen to party music, you can go dance, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of artists out there that take an enormous amount of time and effort to create art, and that art is their music, and you can experience that. That can stay with you, that can enrich your life. Whenever I have something big, right before I got on this stage, I was listening to Lateralis to remind myself what I can do, to hear that voice in the back of my head that has replaced religion for me. Now, in terms of what music resonates with you, that's a personal thing. But do understand that use this tool and make the most of it, because this is something that every human being can relate to. Music is inherent in our soul. And I urge you all to listen to your iPods a little bit more carefully next time. Thank you.